Hey, what's up everybody? This is BR here, and today I want to talk about Apex's ranked mode. Specifically, I want to give the ranked changes that happened this season a little bit of a defense, especially since most of what I've been reading about the ranked mode changes by fans have been pretty negative. Now, I'm not completely defending the ranked changes. I mean, they're still a far ways from being perfect, but at the very least, it does bring something really unique to the table here. And I think what the changes brought are ultimately for the better of the ranked mode, especially since Respawn is focusing a lot in making Apex a competitive esport. And to understand what exactly changed, we have to look at the complaints of many players, specifically near the endgame of match. A lot of the complaints are that the late game takes way too long and is way too slow. Since it's a lot more punishing to be aggressive in the early game, a lot of players are now resorting to camping or at the very least being a lot more conservative with their playstyles. And near the endgame, where the goal is to try to get as much RP as possible, the fighting does slow down to a crawl until it's very much necessary. Now this does seem in concept to be a negative thing, as you want it to be as exciting as possible throughout the match, but now with games slowing down, it does feel a little bit lackluster near the end. And this is what many are complaining about Apex at the moment. Ranked mode is no longer a risk-taking game. Instead, you have to be calculated, otherwise you risk losing a huge number of RP and potentially ranking down to a previous rank. And to give credit to Respawn, I feel like they accomplished a lot with their ranked changes. I do remember a couple seasons back of players complaining about other players not taking ranked as seriously, diving in head first and then risking it all and ruining the experience for their teammates. There really wasn't any room for strategy, as you were rewarded for going headfirst into a fight without your teammates, trying to get as many kills as possible and risking the overall performance of your team. So while dying at 17th place, you may have gotten maybe around 50 to 60 RP, your teammates may have lost 32 because they never had a chance to fight the enemy, wanting to take a more strategic route and being punished for it, something that you really don't want in a competitive game. In a competitive mode, you want to reward smart thinking, and honestly, this previous ranked system just didn't deliver on that. And again, giving credit to Respawn, that's exactly what changed with this new ranked system. Now, if you do pop off in the early game, but don't conserve yourself or your teammates, then you do end up losing a lot more than you would have. Now, playing smarter with your teammates definitely benefits you in the long run. And of course, getting first or second place with a couple kills under your belt will definitely do you a lot more better, especially if the kills are spread throughout the team. So personally, while I do see that matches have now slowed down to a crawl compared to the previous seasons, at the very least, strategy has at least increased, since there's no longer that incentive to screw over your teammates in order to just get a couple kills and then reach Diamond. And let me tell you, in the couple past previous seasons, getting to Diamond really wasn't that hard. And from personal experience, the overall quality of ranked Apex kind of did increase, even if it did become a lot slower. I found that my teammates were a lot more coordinated, not wanting to push in by themselves and usually waiting since they knew that they'd be rewarded for doing so. And keep in mind, I usually just solo queue with Apex. I don't usually queue up with other people most of the time since my schedule usually conflicts with a lot of my friends'. Now, one huge benefit of Apex matches slowing down a lot is the fact that you can now implant a lot more strategy into the game, allowing you to do things like timer ultimates or position yourself somewhere around the map a lot more efficiently and with more calmness compared to previously, where if you tried to step out of your little camping spot, well, you're just gonna get jumped by third party after third party. Now, letting someone else do your job for you is a lot less risk-taking than having to go into it yourself. You're not going to miss out on RP from kill points because the higher position is just going to grant you so much more. And you will not believe the dopamine rush when a good rotation or position change benefits you in the long run, or the lack of frustration when the enemy team just honestly outsmarts you by getting into a position first rather than just jumping you because you were distracted by another team. And third parties are a lot less often, though they still do happen from time to time. Now, there is a huge negative that I do have to mention, and that's that since Apex Ranked is no longer as high octane as it was before, many players have now decided to put their high skills into casual matchmaking, turning what is supposed to be just, a random match into a complete sweatfest. But this issue really is only for Apex at the moment. Maybe in time people will grow into the new ranked system and hopefully notice the better quality of the matches, even if it is just a little bit. Well, tell me what you guys think. Make sure to leave your opinions down in the comments down below. Like the video if you found it interesting, dislike it if you disliked it. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will catch you later.